Hello, everybody. We are starting a new lesson on our solar system, and we are going to be learning about two specific planets today, Venus and Earth. A little bit about Mercury as well, but focusing mainly on Venus and Earth today. So those are the first three planets in our solar system according to the closest to the sun and then moving out. Okay, so Mercury is closest to the sun, followed by Venus, followed by Earth, and then Mars is the last of that grouping of planets that are called the inner planets, which means they are on the inner ring closer to the sun in our solar system. So we're going to be reading from our Delta Reader, and I will be presenting some pictures occasionally throughout this lesson as well. Now, the largest objects in our solar system after the sun are the 8 planets. Earth is the third planet from the sun. We can see some of the other planets from Earth. They look like bright dots of light in the sky to us. The planet Venus is not a star, but sometimes it is called the morning star or the evening star. And that's because Venus can be seen in the sky around sunrise or sunset. So Venus looks a little like this. Let me show you a picture. So this is what Venus looks like. It is called often our sister planet because it looks very similar in size to us, and it's right next to us. Let's see if I can do Venus morning star. Actually, let me double check. It's all good. Okay, yes. So this is what it would look like. Obviously, there's the moon. That is Venus. If you ever see it in the night sky, it might look something like that to you. So many planets, moving on from Venus for a second, many planets have moons. Now, a moon is a natural rocky or icy object that revolves around a planet. Earth has only one moon. The moon, our moon, Earth's moon, can be seen sometimes during the day and sometimes at night. It's Earth's closest neighbor in space. The moon stays in its orbit because of the gravity between the Earth and the moon. So it stays in orbit around us as we orbit the sun. Now, other planets have other moons because, once again, a moon is anything that's this rocky or icy object of a certain size orbiting something. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are what we call the inner planets. They are closest to the sun. They're quite different from these outer planets in their composition as well. So their surfaces are solid and rocky, and the planets are small and dense compared to these. Now, as you can see out here, Uranus and Neptune look like they'd be similar in size, but this is not in scale. Let me see if I can find actually a better picture of the size comparison. In the video we watched recently, as it progressed through some of the smaller objects in our solar system to the biggest ones in our whole universe, even outside of our galaxy, really shows the size comparison well. Okay, so here's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. They are small and dense. They are also a rocky, solid surface. The Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. That doesn't mean that you can actually travel to all of them, but they are a solid surface. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, in contrast, are much, much larger. They are called the outer planets because they are on they are farther away from the sun, and they are very cold for that reason. The outer planets are huge. They have rings and many moons. Obviously, Saturn has the most famous rings, but it's not the only one. The planets are very far apart. Even moving at a great speed, The space probe Voyager 2 took 12 years just to fly from Earth to Neptune. 12 years to get there. So that was a space probe called Voyager 2. These planets, instead of being rocky and dense, are made up mostly of gases, like hydrogen and helium. So they are often called the gas giants. Okay, a little bit about each of these as well. Now, Mercury is the smallest planet. It's less than half the size of Earth. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. It has a very short year, which means that it revolves around the sun fast. It revolves around it in only 88 Earth days. Daytime on Mercury is hotter than Earth's hottest desert. At night, Mercury is colder than Antarctica. That's because it spirals quite far away from the sun. And actually, that's wrong. That's not because its nighttime is just when it rotates away from it. But it gets quite cold at night, colder than Antarctica. Mercury's rocky surface has bowl-shaped landforms called craters. And the planet also has high cliffs and smooth plains. Just a minute, let me pull up Mercury's atmosphere because that would be really the reason for the temperature. So we'll be talking about this more later on. Okay, I'll look it up and let you guys know a little bit later. It's going to pull up that atmosphere. So it is about 3,000 miles across in its diameter, which is less than half of Earth's diameter. Earth's diameter is almost 8,000 miles. Its surface is rocky. We're still talking about Mercury, sorry, right here. Rocky with some craters, high cliffs, and smooth plains. It does not have any moons, and its single day is about 58 and a half Earth days, and its year is 88 Earth's day. So its day takes a long, long time. It slowly, slowly rotates. It takes 58 days to go all the way around. And it takes 88 days to orbit. So its orbit is almost as fast to go all the way around the sun as one day, rotating on its axis. Okay, now moving on to Venus. Venus is about the same size as Earth. It has a diameter of 7,521 miles, and ours is 7,926 miles. So very similar. It rotates so slowly that a day on Venus is actually longer than a year on Venus. So Mercury already has a slow rotation, almost as slow as the year. Well, Venus has a day that is about 243 Earth days. That's how long it takes to rotate. And it takes shorter to go all the way around the sun. It only takes 224 days. Like many other planets, Venus has an atmosphere. It's an atmosphere that's a layer of gases around a space object, or an atmosphere in general is a layer of gases around a space object. It's mostly made of carbon dioxide. This gas traps the sun's heat very well. Because of this, it is actually the hottest planet, so hotter than Mercury because it's got that atmosphere that traps the heat, like a greenhouse kind of. Thick clouds cover Venus. So the surface is smooth plains, huge hills, volcanoes, and craters. No moons on Venus. And once again, it is incredibly hot because of the atmosphere of a lot of carbon dioxide. Now, finally, we'll end with Earth. We'll talk about Mars another time. Now, Earth is the only planet known to support life. Our blue planet has a lot of water. Some of that water is in liquid form. Other is ice. Right? Living things need water. So that's why, one of the reasons why it is a perfect planet to support life. Earth has an atmosphere with gases such as oxygen that living things also need. Earth's atmosphere and its perfect distance from the sun help Earth stay at temperatures also that support life perfectly. Now, Earth's moon is rocky and dusty. We just have one moon that orbits us. It has plains, mountains, valleys, and many craters. The moon has almost no atmosphere. So our surface of the Earth is rocky. It has some plains, mountains, volcanoes, and craters, and about 3/4 of the planet is covered with water. So that's the biggest, one of the big reasons, not the biggest because they're all important reasons, but it's one of the reasons that we can support life on Earth, or that the planet can support life on Earth. So it takes 24 hours for us to rotate. That's one day. 365 and a fourth day to rotate around the Earth, or the sun, sorry. Rotating around the sun, 365 and a fourth days. Okay, we'll be learning about Mars next, and then about the gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. That's all for today. Hope you guys are enjoying this space unit and maybe having some extra fun reading on Epic and books that you might have at home or books from you're getting from the library. I will talk to you all later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.